arrested George Papadopoulos in July of 2017. He was given $10,000 in cash in Israel. Do you know who gave him that cash?
Again, it's outside our ambit, and questions that should go to the FBI or the department.
But it involved your investigation.
It involved persons involved in my investigation.
That was Robert Mueller dodging questions about a mysterious $10,000 cash payment that former Trump campaign aide George Papadopoulos said he received in July of 2017. He broke that news on this program a couple of months ago. George Papadopoulos is back with me right now. He's the author of the book Deep State Target, and that's exactly what he was. George, it's good to have you this morning. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks a lot for having me, Maria.
You just heard Devin Nunes questioning Mueller about that. Who gave you the money, George?
I was very happy to see that Devin Nunes brought that up. A man named Charles Towell gave me this money under very suspicious circumstances, and a simple Google search about this individual will demonstrate that he was a CIA or State Department asset in South Africa during the 90s and the 2000s, I think around the time when Bob Mueller was actually the director of the FBI. So I have my theory of what that really was all about. The money, I gave it to my attorney in Greece because I felt it was given to me under very suspicious circumstances. And upon coming back to the United States, I had about 7 or 8 FBI agents rummaging through my luggage looking for money.
So in other words, you are given money in Israel, $10,000 in cash. You don't keep the money. You send it and you give it to your lawyers, and then you get on a flight to go home, to go back to Dulles or wherever you were going, to Dulles. When you land, there are FBI agents arresting you, asking you, do you have any money?
Basically, that's exactly what happened, and what I think this whole setup was all about was trying to frame a FARA violation against me that I was under some sort of illicit surveillance for actually, I think, years leading up to and during my time on the Trump campaign. We probably don't have enough time to get into it right now, but I'm pretty sure what it's going to demonstrate and probably add context to why Bob Mueller was illustrating in his Mueller report that George Papadopoulos was being investigated for his ties to Israel. And then, of course, this $10,000, which I believe was a setup by the FBI likely, or even the special counsel's office, it was designed to make it look like I was actually some sort of foreign agent, which I never have been and I never will be. And that's quite frankly what I think that was all about.
Yeah, we have a timeline here on screen, and it goes back to all the way in the beginning when you first got that job at the International Center of Law Practice, and you said to them, look, I want to leave because I want to go work for Donald Trump. And they said, wait, before you leave, we don't want you to leave because we want you to go to Rome at this important symposium because there are a lot of people that you should be meeting in Rome. And, of course, one of those people was Joseph Mifsud, who ended up telling you that Russia had Hillary Clinton's emails.
That's absolutely correct. So about the moment I joined the Trump campaign, I'm being invited by the former foreign minister of Italy to meet Joseph Mifsud after I was introduced to this foreign minister by a company I used to work for, which is connected to the MI6. So clearly there was some sort of global or at least European radar on me while I was living in London, and as soon as I was joining the Trump campaign, which not even the media knew at the time, I'm being introduced to Joseph Mifsud in Rome at a school that trains the CIA and the FBI. So why I was introduced to Joseph Mifsud and why this company introduced me to Joseph Mifsud, now that we know that they're connected to the MI6 and even the FBI, makes things even more suspicious and a lot more damning, in my opinion.
Well, it's interesting the issues that you went through, given the fact that you were, doing your own work, but they wanted to know what you knew about Hillary Clinton's emails after Mifsud told you that. Why did they arrest you when you landed in Dulles? Is it just because they suspected you had $10,000 in cash?
Well, actually, because the money wasn't with me, as I explained, I gave it to my lawyer because I thought there was some sort of setup involved, and I wasn't interested in some sort of shady business abroad. I get there, and then all of a sudden, the prosecutors are about an hour late detail what exactly I was being charged with, and that was lying to the FBI. And then later we find out that the lie was about me misremembering when I met Joseph Mifsud a year before the FBI came to interview me.
George, it's all extraordinary. It sounds like you did everything right. It's good to have you on the program this morning, George. Thank you. George Papadopoulos.